Hi everyone, welcome to Contemporary Nutrition. Thank you for choosing Nutrition 313 to satisfy your exploration in the natural sciences. My name is Kelly Lane, and I have been teaching this course proudly since I developed it in 2010. Just this last spring, we celebrated over 20,000 enrollees, and this really was one of the first big online courses offered by the CSU. So again, really proud to represent the course, and I would love to connect with you guys to hear about what you want to learn and the things that you're interested in so we can keep it fresh and relevant to students who are going to enroll in the future. Let's see. Oh, just a little bit about myself. I have been at SDSU since the mid 90s, and I know I'm dating myself, but I won't be specific. I have 3 sons, and I've been teaching at SDSU since 2005. So again, just all Aztec, about it, and happy to help you in the areas of Aztec life or advising if you need it too. So please reach out. The format of this course is pretty simple. It's an asynchronous course, so we don't meet live, unfortunately. Occasionally I'll do live things, and if you would like to attend, it's optional, but you're welcome to attend. We'll do half of the course in Canvas. So that's where you'll access your lessons, which includes both notes and a video, and they kind of match each other. And then you'll be directed to an external link to read a digital textbook chapter and respond to homework questions. So it's kind of traditional in that sense that, you've got the lecture, the notes, and the textbook reading that all go together. Half of it's in Canvas, and half of it is in a Top Hat digital textbook platform. And that's where you'll engage with your classmates and answer, again, homework questions. I love the design of the course, and I believe in this type of model for pedagogy, which is the study of teaching and learning. So students are given a framework in the first part, and they learn about the 5 components of the human nutrition systems model. And then once they understand that framework, part 2 goes through the framework, each component of the framework for each of the major nutrients. So carbohydrate sources, carbohydrate processing, carbohydrate functions, and we'll do the same thing for fat, protein, vitamins, minerals, and water. Then once you have a good understanding of that framework and all of the nutrients as they flow through that framework, then we're able to look at more applied topics like reproduction and diseases and aging and exercise and fitness and all the things that students want to apply. So the framework really, it spirals, and that we're getting more and more specific as we get layered and deeper into the content, and students leave with a nice conceptual understanding of that framework. So as they acquire new information in nutrition, they understand where it fits in that model, and the subject just makes more sense to them in general. The resources in this course include the notes, which I've already mentioned, but they're very accessible and they're color coded. And so are the study guides, which you'll see later, but everything's really coordinated. So for instance, carbohydrates are green. So all of the notes and the study guide content on carbohydrates will be presented in green. So it just helps students as they're accessing the information during test taking and for studying. The grading and assessment in the class is also pretty simple. And we have 3 exams, 3 sets of homework questions, and then a syllabus quiz to get you started. So that's something you'll do in the first couple days. And then the 3 tests and 3 parts are kind of in sync. So the exam will open on a certain day and close on a certain day in Canvas. And then the homework is due at the very end of the testing period when that exam closes. But you've got the whole part to do it. So you'll be going along, reading, listening to lectures, doing homework, and then the exam will open, I can be specific, on a Friday morning, and it will be open all the way till a Saturday evening, and you're able to go anytime and take the test during that period. And at midnight, when that test closes, so does the opportunity to earn homework points in that part. So just again, a recap, there's 3 parts, a test, and a set of homework questions for each of those parts. So a total of 7 graded items altogether. Now, on the topic of graded items and policies, we have a policy that students love in the class. And I think it's obviously students like their grades. It's probably why the class is so popular. I'd love to think it's a great content, but it's probably that we have a forgiveness policy, kind of like the university does, where you can forgive any one graded item. Now, it's different than a drop policy because you do lose something. You have to give up your 2% push that I'm going to give you at the end. So for years, I've been giving students these little 89.9 roundups because I work in academic advising, and I know how important that A is compared, and you're so close. So I started implementing a policy where you'd have to kind of earn that 2% by not messing up on anything else. So the concept is at the very end of the semester, you can take a look at your grade book and forgive any one of those 7 items that you might have missed, performed poorly on. Maybe you had a neat family event and you just couldn't do it. So you just skip it, you let it sit there as a 0. At the end, we excuse 1 item for you. If you don't excuse anything and you nail it all the way through, then you're going to get a 2% push at the end. And this is, again, helpful for students who are on the borderline of that extra grade. And it's incentive to keep working on all parts of the course. And if you have an A, sure, you can go ahead and not take that third test or complete that third set of homework problems. So that is the gist of the course, you guys. And on just a general welcome note, I really genuinely am excited to work with you and teach you. So I know we're asynchronous and you're going to be watching me in lecture video format, but I would love to meet. If you're into it, just let me know. I'll be happy to meet. And again, thanks for enrolling. Bye.